มุ่งหน้าไปที่คามาค่านะครับผมจะไปที่ Factory Tour ก่อนนะไปทัวร์โรงงานแล้วก็คุยกับคริสคามาค่านิดนึงนะก็ลองมาติดตามมาดูแล้วกันครับร้านซิปปี้ครับเป็นร้านที่เรียกว่ามีอยู่ทุกที่ในฮาวายนะครับเป็นเหมือนแบบโซลฟู้ดของเขาครับโคตรอร่อยอ่ะผมชอบเดี๋ยวลองมาดูแล้วกันว่าเป็นยังไงครับอาหารง่ายๆครับสไตล์ฮาวายแต่ว่ามันก็อิ่มไปจนถึงเที่ยงเลยนะตอนนี้เช้าตรู่นะครับวันนี้ผมก็มาอยู่ที่ซิปปี้นะครับนี่ของโปรดผมเลยครับกินง่ายๆตอนเช้าเป็นพลังนิดนึงนะครับอันนี้ครับเป็นชิลลี่ออนไรซ์นะครับเป็นอาหารที่แบบเรียกว่าคู่บ้านคู่เมืองของโซลฟู้ดฮาวายนะครับผมชอบมากๆนะอันนี้ก็เลยต้องมากินกันให้ได้นะครับซิปปี้ก็เหมือนเป็นฟาสต์ฟู้ดปกติทั่วไปนะมีอยู่ทั่วฮาวายเลยนะครับก็ถ้าใครได้มีโอกาสมาก็มาลองกินดูครับอร่อยจริงๆ
These will probably be sitting for a while.
Sorry, trying to get out anyway.
Eventually, sometimes we get pieces like this, but you're looking at, about an inch a year dry, so we have to break them down, then we sticker it, let it sit for a while. Once that's done, it's taken off. Then it takes on those back fences and the PVC tape. What we have inside. So what these gentlemen are doing here, they're actually putting all the sets together, side, top, and back, and they're numbering each set. Make sure that we have a similar main pattern running around the edge. Then from there, what they're going to do is actually glue in what we call the lining. There you can see the lining all glued in. Just added piece on both sides just to give it a little more. As I said, what they're doing is putting the sets together. And they're also setting up all the bracing. The top bracing, back bracing, and cleaning it all up, and then they supply our little assembly line over here. He's actually making a Christmas ornament. Parts of the construction does all of the carving of the necks, mostly on here. So we have two fixtures. First fixture, we get the raw shell of the neck. Then from there, we actually glue on the head plate. There you can see the head plate with the logo, the casing cut out on the machine also. We also cut the shell out and glue that right in there. And then the head plate is glued onto the neck, like so. And then it goes on another fixture, where the rest of the neck is carved out. This one is a little different head plate. The head Once the ukulele top and back are glued on, they trim the edges and sand the bodies. And this initial sanding is probably the most critical because you're pretty much tuning the top. getting everything cleaned up, all the scratches. Then they spray it with about a couple coats of a sealer. And then after that, there's about 6 or 7 sandings. And in between each sanding, they're sprayed a couple times with the clear lacquer. Once the final coat of lacquer is put on, then you take it upstairs. Now the neck and the body are finished separately. They're all put together upstairs where we're gonna go to after this. But just a little story about when my dad, back in the probably the late 50s, early 60s, he hired a bunch of hearing impaired employees. My mom was an occupational therapist at that time, and she asked my dad to give these guys a chance, because she had about maybe a dozen or so that, you know, were hearing impaired, and he did, and he actually taught them what to feel for, feeling the vibrations in their fingers. You know, they're less that sense of hearing, so their sense of feel and touch are real sensitive. So they had it. My dad taught them which ones were good and which ones, you know, weren't good, and they got it down to a real science, just their sense of feel. So I had a chance to, you know, work with them and learned a lot as far as, you know, kind of feeling the instruments, and then we can kind of hear the tone too. But you know, it's just a fun little tidbit for you to.
Do you find that it is like it's like
We try and get it as consistent as we can. Spray room is back there where it says danger. What is put on, they got them on the racks over there. And then they take them upstairs at the end of the day. And yeah, we'll go up there. Honestly, that's what's supporting that, you know, all that attention.
A donut, yeah, lunch. Call in the space.
Yeah, a couple more. Where did they get lost? Final spray, they bring them up in the back room there, and we let them sit for at least another day or so before we actually start handling. And then what these guys do is Cody and Noah, they bring the instruments out and they remove the tape that's covering the fingerboard as well as where the bridge is being secured. And here you can hear the bridge being secured and the neck secured to the body there.
How long does it sit like that?
At least an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Me too at once, but that's it's got Stitch on there with his boogie board. Well, and we're only building 100 actually, so I think we're about halfway already. The lower strings. The ones on the top are all the higher end, sanded and buffed out.
And maybe I saw it down there, but how do you avoid dust contamination on your surfaces? I mean, because you got a lot of dust flying around.
Right. Especially in the spray area, cosmetic, but then as far as the playability, the setting up the action, make sure it's correct, not too high, not too low, make sure everything is true. And then other than that, it's just playing them. I enjoy playing each one, Bill, so.
วัสดีครับตอนนี้ผมอยู่กับคริสคามาค่านะครับเดี๋ยวเรามีคำถามจะมาถามเขากันครับเป็นคามาค่ารุ่นแบบพิเศษนะครับเดี๋ยวจะให้เขาเล่าเกี่ยวกับรุ่นนี้ให้ฟัง So Chris can you tell us about like the Monkeypod model like back then and this one
back in the day, we had Monkeypod as well as Mahogany that my grandfather actually made back in the day because it was a lot harder to get cord during the war, and the Monkeypod was a lot more accessible because it was on island. Hopefully, it's something we can work on for the near future. This is a newer version of the Mahogany ukulele, but in the old days, the Mahogany was used because it was a lot more accessible, for my grandfather and for my dad, and just something they wanted to try and use to substitute versus the core. And during the war, things couldn't go inter-island, so they had to deal with whatever they had, on island. So that's how you get more of the Mahogany and Monkeypod at that time. Mahogany concept. I just wanted to say hello to all of our ukulele players and artists there in Thailand. Thank you. I'm glad Asada was able to come and visit, and hopefully one day I would like to come. I know my son Dustin was able to go, but maybe if things get better or improve, I'm sure they will. But I will come one day to visit and play music with all of you. Thank you very much.
ครับ
All right, thank you guys. Just want everybody to know I appreciate each and every one of you.